Oh, cool. Hey, guys, we are here for round 2. I'm so... Okay, wait, hold on. I'm so excited. I just looked up all of a sudden. All right, so jury is out on how to pronounce this Pokemon still. But,
for which one?
For this one? Is it
Phalanx.
Is it Phalanx?
Phalanx.
Oh, okay.
Like a Phalanx shield?
Oh, is that what it's...
Yeah.
Well, today I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, today I learned.
Shield formation.
There we go. But
Yeah.
on the left side, we've got that Phalanx, the Excadrill, Indeedee, Jellicent, Clefable, and Goodra. Also, by the way, guys, welcome back. I'm Regina. I'm with Jeremy. You guys can't see us, but it's totally fine. And on the right, you've got Andy with Gyarados, Rotom, Mo, I guess, because Cut is the Japanese version.
Yeah, Rotom
on
Mo,
top,
yeah.
another Darmanitan,
Darmanitan.
and Mudstale, and Duraludon.
Oh, baby. I'm really excited about this one. Hoping to see a lot of work being put out by this Phalanx.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out.
So, okay, so it's got Defiant as a hidden ability, which was super cool because you've got something like Hitmontop and Gyarados, who both can carry Intimidate on the other side. And Intimidate obviously has been nerfed this generation, but if it does, I think its Battle Armor is the other ability that it has.
I don't recall.
It's gonna be a red hot battle, guys. Thank you. They both got fire in their trainer cards.
Yeah.
I'm getting angry looks. It's fine. It's okay. But we're gonna get our wish here is that Darmanitan and Rotom.
Darmanitan and the Rotom.
Yeah, from Andy and Indeedee and Phalanx.
There's the Phalanx. Okay.
This is gonna be real fun because I just love it because it looks like 5 Kirby's. 6
And
Kirby's. Sorry.
they're just vibing, minding their own business.
Oh, is that
It's Psychic Terrain,
Ooh,
so the
nice.
Psychic Seed, getting that special defense,
That's actually really nice.
that'll be good against the Rotom Mo, potentially.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting is that you have the ability in this game to be able to use Pokemon like this, right? Like, Phalanx has been a really cool design. Oh no, that was my phone. Yikes.
She dropped her phone.
I was super excited. Thank you. I was super excited for these 6 Pokemon and their 1 Brain Cell versus like Darmanitan and Rotom. So kind of like a really cool mix of Pokemon here. Phalanx is going to be the really interesting one on the field.
Yeah, so Indeedee's going to come through with this Follow Me, taking all those attacks, but the AoE Earthquake is here. So,
Yeah, and
okay.
Earthquake.
That should be able to hit. Okay, all right. That's a little over half. Is that a Volt Switch?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
all
it was
right.
actually Life Orb Rotom as well. As it did lose some HP on that connecting attack. Indeedee is still alive here, so that's going to be the important thing because it's going to be able to go for another Follow Me that next turn if it chooses to. Phalanx is going to be able to attack after we find out that next Pokemon that Andy's going to bring in, which please be Intimidated because I really, really hope to see if it's Defiant or not.
So it looks like Andy puts out the Gyarados, trying to put out some fly moves on this Phalanx. Maybe get some speed up for that Darmanitan with the D-Max.
Yeah, so that Gyarados actually did not proc Intimidate, which means it's going to be a Moxie Gyarados here. And as Phalanx has used No Retreat, it's unable now to leave the battle, but it gets a boost to all of its stats. It's going to be a little bit tougher for it now that it's taken so much damage. But Indeedee, again, can redirect at least one more attack move. Has to be careful, though, because we did see that Darmanitan use Earthquake. And so Andy is actually able to output a little bit more damage here. I think it's really cool to see these Pokemon, but we have to, when you're kind of looking at the damage that's been going on, Darmanitan is just more of a powerhouse here in this
Definitely. Being going to be able to hit really hard, really fast.
Oh my god, this is the best animation ever!
He's committing to it!
It's so cute!
He's committing to it! No, this is a 6v2. This is a 6v2.
That was oh my god, that was so cute. My heart cannot handle how cute that was.
All right.
Chris, you are my favorite person right now because I got to see that go for the down.
Okay, but I think it might be a little short-lived here because it's Gyarados. It's going to be hitting fast, yeah?
Well, yeah, but you also have to remember, so the nice thing about Dynamaxing is you get that extra HP boost. You've got the Follow Me now, and yeah, you'll take damage from the Earthquake once again here, but at least you have that little bit of HP boost that you've got. It might not be enough because you are still... Oh, actually, no, it is. So that's actually one of the nice things about Dynamax. So you get that extra HP boost here. And
Phalanx goes off. Okay. See how much damage...
Oh
okay, yeah, of course. On the Darmanitan, that's sensible.
Yeah.
But we're most likely going to be seeing the max airstream come out here from the Gyarados.
Which is fine because, you lose both the Pokemon here, but at least now you're able to bring in something else that can kind of, take down that Gyarados. If you bring something in like that Excadrill in the back, or you've got Clefable, which is also another Follow Me user. Doesn't quite yet have Friend Guard, which is what everybody's keeping an eye out for. one's home comes into play. But Jellicent or Excadrill really here could be just really nice because both of those Pokemon can do either massive damage with something like Rock Slide, which was 4 times super effective against Gyarados, or Jellicent with Water Spout has Strength Sap.
That Strength Sap will be so good against the Gyarados.
Strength Sap is so frustrating.
That'll be a huge swing if Strength Sap does come out. Oh, okay, so there is no Jellicent here.
Nah, but Rotom coming back out here, and actually Excadrill showing that that Mold Breaker does mean that Gyarados' Moxie will be it's gonna be better for that Rotom because now you can go for the Earthquake, and then Rotom's gonna have to worry about it this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there you go.
There's another Follow Me. Wow.
Yeah, Clefable doesn't really do much at this point right now except for the Follow Me because again it doesn't really have like Clefairy and Clefable don't have access to Fenguard yet, which is what people really want it for. You want that Fenguard Eviolite to be able to stick around for a little bit, but right now we only have Clefable, who is at least able to redirect any damage the Excadrill will take.
Regain some HP with that Citrus Berry. Oh, high horsepower coming out. It's landing on the Rotom. Oh, that hits pretty hard.
Yeah, so that Life Orb damage also helping out with that. Again, is able to connect with that Rotom because of the fact that it had Mold Breaker. And Clefable is actually staying around just a little bit longer. So a little bit of a sturdier Pokemon than Indeedee was, right? Indeedee is a little bit of a frailer Pokemon. You can usually only have it for like 1 turn or 2 turns before it faints. But Clefable is kind of a force to be reckoned with because it could go for Moonblast later on as well.
Definitely. And out comes a Duraludon, which is a pretty sizable threat to the Clefable, and it's looking like it's in favor of Andy at the moment.
Yeah, especially because Duraludon has Stalwart, right? And Stalwart ignores all those move redirecting abilities. So things like Follow Me won't work against Stalwart, which is why we saw a rise in it once Indeedee and Hatterene became really popular. So this Follow Me is going to be useless for that Duraludon, but it won't matter anymore because Clefable is going to be
knocked out. Yeah, it's completely in favor. The Moxie boost, insult to injury. Maybe the Excadrill will live to see one more turn, but it's looking like Christopher's demise at the moment for round 1.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really tough kind of uphill battle for Chris here.
Okay, yeah, then Dark Pulse. All right, that's something to note of in the future. Oh, wow, that high horsepower dealing that 1-hit KO on the Duraludon.
Yeah, the problem is I think your Excadrill now is on a timer with the Life Orb damage. You still have to worry about that Gyarados, and Rotom's on on literally 8 HP, but you don't have anything to keep Pokemon away from like hitting the Excadrill. We saw it go after Gyarados from earlier. This Gyarados is taking no damage. It's in the rain. It kind of has free reign to go for whatever it wants right now. It's at plus 2.
Reign.
It's at plus 2. That wasn't even intentional, Miguel. It's at plus 2 right now too with Moxie, and it's just gonna pick up that last knockout, giving game 1 to end.
All right, there's the round.
I really, really want to see that Phalanx. I want to see it do more. I think seeing it Dynamax was so cute.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a pop off for Phalanx right there. That was nice. I mean, like being we kind of expected it to secure that kill on the Darmanitan already, but it's like, man, it's such a cool Pokemon. That No Retreat boosting up everything.
No Retreat definitely has one of the most beautiful animations that I think I've seen for moves. It's just really cool and it looks really fantastic. And it's just one of those things where I think when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, this is a really cool looking Pokemon." I see it as 6 Kirby's with 1 cell. It is 6 Kirby's, and no one can
armored Kirby's.
No one can prove it to me otherwise. I love that. I love this Pokemon
Terra's
design.
in the background, just like
marching in time,
marching
to it.
side to side.
Yeah,
we Phalanx gang now.
I mean, the thing is here, I don't see any problem to go for that again, right? But you have to be careful that Darmanitan is the real issue that you're gonna have here for Chris, because Earthquake just does so much damage, right? You can't Follow Me is kind of useless against it.
And it hits so hard, so fast. I think the most sensible thing for Loki to actually do is maybe put in that Jellicent. That's what I would like to see, because that Strength Sap is going to help push back on the Gyarados, push back on all these fast and hard hitting Pokemon that Andy has.
Yeah, and I think like if you're Chris, there's no reason not to have the Phalanx in the back, right, and just set it up for success later on. Like if you have extra Phalanx in the back, sure you don't have any Pokemon that can use Follow Me, but if you can get rid of that Darmanitan and at least do enough damage to Gyarados, then you'll be okay. And I think the other thing here is that Rotom having the ability to go for the Volt Switch and then allow Andy to pivot as he needs to react to whatever Chris has on the field. That's something else that Chris has to kind of watch out for.
Yeah.
I love these. I have that same background that Andy has.
Man.
The giant Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just
like you, I need to change my trainer card before I get into the next set of P-Season mid-season showdowns.
Ooh, and there we go. That Rotom Darmanitan lead once again. Which, nothing wrong with that, because the Levitate ability is really nice and you don't have to worry about hitting your opponent.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, Clefable and Goodra, though. Gudra's one of those Pokemon who I've seen people talk about it online a little bit. I am still in the dark as to what it does, but we did see that Clefable earlier in Game 1 go for the Follow Me, so we might actually just see that again. If Chris decided to leave the Phalanx here behind in this game, then what's probably going to happen is we might see Goodra go for that turn 1 Dynamax just to make sure that any Ice-type moves that Darmanitan might potentially lock itself into won't knock it out, right? Like, that's...
For sure, yeah.
Again, like, part of the strategy with Dynamax now is when do you save that extra HP so that way you don't have to worry about getting knocked out by moves that won't knock you out
so
once you
soon.
Dynamax.
Yeah. Being able to stay on the field as long as possible is very important for Christopher here. But I think Goodra should be able to do some work in here potentially.
Yeah, and there we go. Like that, Goodra is able to hold on from that Icicle Crash thanks to the fact that it did Dynamax. That is a pretty sizable, actually HP boost here. But there is no Follow Me from that Clefable because it was able to attack straight into that. Rotom is going to be able to switch back and again give Andy a chance to pivot into something that he'll know will be able to take out either the Goodra and the Clefable at the same time.
Yes. Ooh, okay, here comes the Gyarados. So we could probably potentially anticipate a D-Max right here. The Ooze.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's got a poison move in here. All right.
I'm guessing
maybe a Sludge Wave.
Yeah,
Sludge Wave.
Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave. I'm not sure which poison type move, but that special attack though is going to be really nice. Especially, that is a double. Yikes!
You hate to see it.
That is a double avoid on Icy Wind, which would have been huge for Chris if those had hit because that Gyarados is 4 times super weak to it, but it's also a really good way to deal with speed control and. Oh man, like you said, you hate to see something like that happen.
Yeah.
That could have actually been a pretty good game changer here, Christopher, because Goodra isn't exactly the fastest Pokemon that you see, you know, and I think we're going to see that Gyarados once again go for that Dynamax. It is a Pokemon that is absolutely terrifying, and again, with the Moxie boost that it gets after it knocks out a Pokemon, it's kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, definitely unstoppable. But, yeah, we might, maybe Christopher might be able to put up a max guard to stay on the field a little bit. And Clefable can actually put in some work. Nope. Alright.
Well, Clefable, again, is more of a supportive Pokemon here, so the Follow Me is not super surprising, because you don't want Goodra to go down to Icicle Crash again, right?
Alright, so... Oh, holds on with 3 health!
Dang.
And the Citrus Berry pop off.
Wow. Clefable, good job. Like, that is one of those times where you're just like, yes, because thanks to that, it's taking that max airstream, which leaves Goodra to go for an attack on this turn. And you do get the Moxie boost now for Gyarados, but thanks to the fact that, hey, Goodra is still alive, at least you don't lose both Pokemon at the same time, which is a little bit more important in the long run for Chris, because he's already sort of on, he's a little bit more downhill here. Ooh, that is...
Lightning. Ooh!
Not quite enough.
That did hit hard, getting the Electroturian out. Yep. Won't be that necessary for this match.
I think what would have been really cool is if Chris had known that Andy was going to bring in that Gyarados later on. If he had Max Lightning the turn before and set up that Electroturian earlier on, it would have really benefited him this turn because then Gyarados goes down on this turn, right? But I mean, instead we see Excadrill come out onto the field.
Okay, right.
Okay, so right now what we're seeing here is like you have 4 Pokemon with a lot of firepower between them, right? Goodra sure is on its last legs, but it's able to at least deal a little bit of damage every turn with its max moves. Excadrill is fresh onto the field, but it's not a Pokemon you can really sneeze at, right? You've got something that if it has something like Rock Slide or Earthquake, it's got Mold Breaker, so it would be nice if the Rotom had to like switch in at some point. Whoops. But the Darmanitan is gonna go down at some point, most likely to that extra drill, as long as extra.
All right, here comes the Ice Cold Crash.
We're gonna go into that extra drill most likely, right?
There's no max. Okay. Yeah. You didn't anticipate the max card. Okay.
Well, max card is it's a hard move to want to use.
I think for. In this case, it would make sense because they would want to target the Goodra, right?
Well, so the thing here is you've got Darmanitan, right? And Darmanitan in this case has I'm assuming at this point it's Choice Scarf, right? You've got it locked into Ice Crash,
the choice.
Right? So you've got it locked into Ice Crash thanks to the Guerrilla Tactics. So you've got that Choice Band on it, but then Choice Scarf gives it that extra speed that it needs to like outspeed everything else. A little bit harder to tell because Extra Drill isn't supported by Sandstorm.
I just feel like I see we still have one Pokemon left. If there was one other Pokemon to be able to support that Phalanx, that would be potentially helpful.
So in a way, like our guess for like game 2 is correct, a little bit correct, right? The Extra and the Phalanx were both in the back. He's stalling out that last turn of Dynamaxing here, trying to at least figure out maybe what he can do for the next turn. The hard part is you've got Clefable and Goodra taking a lot of damage, like going
through that Protect. Oh my gosh!
Like
that Moxie boost is just gross.
It's oof. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of game and round over for Christopher, but I think there was ways he could have either pushed for game 3 or kind of changed a little. I like seeing Goodra, don't get me wrong. My issue with it is knowing that Darmanitan is on the field and you didn't go for a Follow Me and you didn't anticipate something like an Icicle Crash.
Yeah, definitely could have seen a little bit more out of Chris. Andy definitely played it very well and stuck to the plan.
Yeah, but I will say, like, there's nothing wrong with like what Chris did because it's easy to sit here and be like, oh yeah, he could have done this, but the idea of bringing like bringing Phalanx to a team is actually just pretty cool, right? And
definitely
there were ways that he could support it. He had the Indeedee and he had the Clefable, and they're both Pokemon that like, hey, we're gonna draw the attention away from our partners, so that the Phalanx and the Goodra will be able to sweep really hard. Yeah. So that was fun because I got to see Dynamax Phalanx, and that's all. That's everything I thought. I never knew I needed until I saw it.
Right.
So we will see you guys for round 3. Possibly, Jeremy might hop back in and out depending on.
Maybe. Tara's over here now.
So we will see you guys for round 3. Just don't go anywhere because these matches are actually going pretty fast. So
all right.
See you guys.